All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your crown jewel review for November 4th, 2023. I thought it was about an average show. Really only cared for about two of the matches. Thought the best match was easily John Cena versus Solo Sikoa, and it was way better than the match that Cena had with Austin Theory at WrestleMania earlier this year. I'll give props to Cena for having the best match on the show tonight. Worst match. Didn't watch all the matches. I skipped the women's matches, so I'm just gonna assume one of those are the worst match of the night. Give this pay-per-view about a 5 out of 10, just average. I don't know why they did the stupid Miz TV segment. That was terrible. And you had the predictable finish of Roman winning against LA Knight. I don't know, some of you thought LA Knight was gonna win, but come on, man. He just he hasn't even had a mid-card title, so and all of a sudden he's had this meteoric rise in popularity. He's gonna win the world title. No chance, man. He's got to win the work his way up the mid card level, and then get to the main event. Can't give this guy the belt right away. But yeah, that was about an average show. All right, first up we got Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the world title. Man, Seth Rollins, this fool looked like the pink Power Ranger, man. Look at this guy, what he's wearing, man. That was his entrance gear. Whatever. Seth Rollins is a jabroni, man, wearing all his ridiculous outfits every week. All right, first up, yeah, Seth versus Drew. Seth went for a suicide dive. Drew caught him in midair, and then he hit the belly-to-belly suplex on him on the outside. Drew hit Seth with a spine buster for a 2 count. Seth hit Drew with a springboard swanton, and then he hit a springboard moonsault for a near fall. Seth hit Drew with the Falcon Arrow, and then Rollins hit a superplex. He usually does the Falcon Arrow after he hits a superplex, but Drew McIntyre countered it into a suplex of his own. He got a 2 count. Drew hit the Future Shock DDT for a near fall, and then Drew took Seth Rollins like to the steel steps on the outside. I thought he was gonna drop on the steps, but he did the side slam on the apron. And then Seth Rollins hit the pedigree for a 2 count. And then Rollins hit the curb stomp for a near fall. Drew hit the Claymore for a 2 count, and then Seth hit the pedigree, and then he hit the curb stomp for the win. I don't like how he's turning like the super kick into a regular move and the pedigree into a regular move. Those used to be finishing moves for Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I just don't like that because it used to be those guys used to win with those moves. But whatever. Seth Rollins retains the title, and then after the match, we got Damian Priest trying to cash in right here. Looks like he's about to cash in. And oh no, who the hell is this? Sami Zayn came out of nowhere. And then he took this he, he took the briefcase. Oh shit. My bad. Okay, didn't show him with the briefcase. But yeah, he took the briefcase into the crowd. Clearly see it's him, but you can't see the rest of his face, but you can see his eyes there. But yeah, he took the briefcase and he just ran like a scalded dog or whatever. He just ran away. Damien was all pissed off or whatever. So another failed cash in attempt by Damian Priest. So now does Sami Zayn just hold the briefcase and just say, "Oh, put your briefcase on the line, the Survivor Series against me," or it's gonna take him the whole month to get the briefcase back from Sami Zayn. So we'll see what happens with that. That was a solid opening match. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Next up, Fatal 5-Way women's match for the women's title. Rhea Ripley wins. Pretty predictable. Just didn't really care about that. Next up, we got John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. Opening or the early part of the match, John Cena is targeting Solo's right hand so he can damage his hand from not getting the full effect of the when he does the Samoan spike in the early part of the match. Solo hit Cena with a super kick for a 2 count. Cena hit Solo with the cross, or he applied the crossface. The moron Michael Cole said it was the STF. It was a crossface, Michael Cole. You call him the GOAT and you don't even know what move he's doing. Come on, man. And then Solo eventually powers out of it. Solo hit Cena with the running headbutt with John Cena upside down in the corner of the ring. Cena hit the 5-knuckle shuffle on Solo. He went for the AA. Solo countered it into a Samoan drop for a 2 count. And then Cena hit the choke slam for a near fall. And then Solo hit the spinning solo for a 2 count. John Cena applied the STF. Solo got to the ropes. Solo hit the Samoan spike. And then he started selling the his hand or his thumb or whatever when Cena was working on it from earlier in the match. That's like a lost art now, selling. Everyone just pretty much just spams moves now and don't even sell a lot or barely any selling. And then eventually Solo hits another spike. Then he hit a 3rd spike. Then he hit a 4th spike. And then he picked up Cena off the ground and he hit him with 11 spikes in total for the win. Then after the match, Cena or Solo left. And then the fans gave Cena a standing ovation. So it looks like this might be it for him to retire. So we'll see. Because if the Hollywood writer strike is not over, then he might stay for a little while longer, but this is probably it. He's go back to making his movies. So I think it's time for him to hang it up. He's done everything he has. He could ask for him in wrestling. He's a legend. So looks like it might be it for Cena. Maybe he gets another tag match. There's another star rising who just shows up out of nowhere. Another superstar, but we'll see. A big win for Solo. And we'll see who he feuds with next. All right. Into this nonsense of the night. It's terrible, man. Easily the worst thing on the show tonight. You could have just done this segment on Raw or SmackDown. You didn't need to do this on pay-per-view, man. So Miz TV segment. He introduces this guy. What is his name? Ibrahim El Hajj. I never heard of this guy. Some Saudi Arabian actor or comedian or whatever. So he brings him out, and then Grayson Waller shows up. He's like, "Oh, you're not on a real talk show. Let's get some plants in here. Let's get the setup. Grayson Waller effect. The only show you should really be on that's better than any other talk show in WWE is Grayson Waller effect." And then he asked him, he's like, "Oh, what's the best talk show in WWE?" He says Miz TV, and then they beat him up. This guy did the people's elbow on Grayson Waller. Whatever, man. This thing was terrible, man. You could just didn't need this segment, man. So stupid. I don't know what they were thinking with that. All right, next up, we got Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul for the United States title. Logan Paul hit a springboard moonsault on Rey Mysterio for a 2 count. And then Paul hit a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker for a near fall. And Logan hit a fallaway slam from the 2nd rope. Rey Mysterio hit a sunset powerbomb. Basically a Canadian destroyer. It's just another name for it. Logan's buddy, I don't know who this jabroni is. He just shows up out of nowhere. He gives the brass knucks to Logan Paul. Rey Mysterio, Logan Paul puts the brass knucks on. Rey Mysterio kicks Logan Paul from behind, and the brass knuckles go flying out the ring. And then his dumb jabroni buddy, whatever, he goes for the brass knucks again. And then this time, Santos Escobar, he shows up. He steps on the brass knuckles. And then the angle they had when Santos from behind, because the cameraman kept backing up or he zoomed out like slowly. It looked like somebody was gonna attack him, but there wasn't nobody else. So Santos just grabbed him brass knuckles and he started chasing Logan Paul's buddy or whatever. This moron, he leaves the brass knuckles like in the ring. Makes him look so stupid, man. So Logan Paul, he puts the brass knuckles on his hand. Ray goes for the 619, and then he goes for the springboard move, the senton that he usually does after the 619. Logan Paul blasts him in the face with the brass knuckles, and he wins the match, and he becomes your new United States champion. Overall, I thought this was a solid match. Logan Paul is improving like every time he's in the ring, so can't hate him on for that, but I just can't stand him, man. him just scamming people and stuff. But he's a talented guy in the ring. You gotta give it to him. But yeah, so Logan Paul's the new U.S. champion. They said he's just gonna probably go on his podcast or whatever. Oh, yo guys, I'm the new United States champion. I beat a legend Rey Mysterio, a deadbeat dad or whatever. He's probably not gonna lose. He'll probably lose the U.S. title at WrestleMania in LA Knight. Looks like. Oh yeah. Overall solid match. All right, next up we got Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. Io Sky wins. Don't really care about this match. Kari Sane chick, she shows up. Who the hell is Kari Sane, man? Just whatever. She helped Io Sky win the match. Apparently, Michael Cole said on commentary, "Oh, Bailey ended her career or whatever, injured her or whatever." I don't, man. It's so stupid. Yeah. So Kari Sane helps Io Sky win. So now are they gonna form a team and they're gonna beat up Damage Control? They're gonna kick Bailey out, whatever. I don't know. I could care less. All right, next up we got Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare versus Damian Priest. Damian hit a flatliner, and then Cody hit a drop kick. Damian Priest hit a clothesline on the outside. Cody hit a suicide dive. Priest hit the crossroads, but Michael Cole was losing shit on commentary. He's like, "Oh, it's the reckoning." Damian Priest calls it the reckoning. So he did the reckoning on the announce table. The table didn't break. Finn Balor shows up all of a sudden, and then he's on the apron. Ref is distracted by this. JD McDonough, he shows up on the other side of the ring. Looks like he's about to attack Cody. Cody ducks, and he hits JD McDonough, tosses him out the ring. And then Damian Priest hits Cody with the South of Heaven chokeslam. That's the chokeslam where Damian Priest, when he does it, he like sits down with the guy when he slams him down. Got a 2 count with that. And then main event Jey Uso, he shows up. And he's super. Oh yeah, and Dominic Mysterio, he showed up with a chair. And then yeah, and then Jey Uso showed up through the crowd, I think, and he super kicked all 3 members of the Judgment Day on the outside. And then he left. He says deuces. And then Cody hit the RKO on Damian Priest. And then Cody hit another RKO for a near fall. And then Cody Rhodes hit not 1, not 2, but 3 crossroads. And he got the win. So it was a terrible night for Damian Priest. They've been teasing dissension in between the Judgment Day. I just don't care for this group. Just every week, looks like he's about to lose his mind and just go nuts and beat up JD McDonough. Because every time JD McDonough's like chilling with him in a segment or backstage or whatever, he's like, "You ain't with us, man. You ain't in the group." And Finn Balor's like, "Oh yeah, he is," or whatever. So I don't care for this group. But yeah, not LA Knight. Damian Priest, they gotta do this. They've been done the slow burn enough. You gotta get to it now, man. Either tomorrow or next week, because Sami Zayn stole his Money in the Bank briefcase, and then he lost to Cody Rhodes, even though all 3 guys on the Judgment Day tried to help him, and he still lost. So eventually, just gonna be Damian Priest leaving the Judgment Day, or Finn Balor and the other guys just kick him out of the group. So something's got to give, man. You got to make them. You got to get to it, because it's probably gonna be most likely Finn Balor versus Damian Priest at WrestleMania 40 in Philly. So yeah. But they got to do the breakup soon. All right. Next up, we got the main event. LA Knight versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal title. LA Knight hit a clothesline off the apron to the outside on Roman. Roman tossed LA Knight into the steps, and then Roman hit a clothesline for a 2 count. LA Knight hit a DDT near fall for a near fall. Roman hit a Superman punch for a 2 count. And then Solo Sikoa, he's on the entranceway. There's like refs and GMs and stuff holding him back. And then they show a shot towards on the ring. Jimmy Uso, he comes out of the crowd, I think. And he shows up, so he gets on the apron. He's on the outside. LA Knight grabs him. He tries to do a chokehold or whatever. Roman Reigns hit LA Knight with a spear for a 2 count. And then Roman applied the guillotine on LA Knight. Looks like he's about to pass out. LA Knight he fights out of it. And LA Knight hits the BFT. And then Jimmy Uso, he put Roman Reigns' foot on the rope. Where is it? Right there. And then Roman hits a. Oh yeah, so I remember this. So there's no. So Jimmy put Roman's foot on the rope. There's no way the ref could have seen this, man. There's no way. This was such a terrible botch by the ref and by everybody involved, man. Because he had no clear vision to see Roman Reigns' foot on the rope, man. Makes no sense. They could have done this better, man, with a ref in a better position to see it. This is so stupid. Makes a ref look like an idiot. Anyways, yeah, so after that, LA Knight put Jimmy Uso through the announce table. And then Roman hit a spear on LA Knight through the barricade on the outside. And then he tossed him back in the ring, and Roman Reigns hit LA Knight with another spear for the win, and he retained the undisputed Universal title. This is pretty predictable how Roman's matches have been going. They start off slow, and then looks like the other guy's about to beat him, and then Bloodline interferes, and then Bloodline helps Roman win. Pretty obvious. Pretty much all his matches go. This was one of his weakest, though, of the matches he's had through this 3.5 or now 3 year reign as the champion. But yeah, this Bloodline storyline's just gone off the rails ever since SummerSlam, man. Ever since Jimmy Uso screwed over Jey Uso in the SummerSlam main event to help Roman win. But yeah, this is gonna end. Looks like a WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes winning. But why does it have to be Cody Rhodes, man? I would rather have Randy Orton win, man. He could finish the story, man. He could, instead of Cody Rhodes' story, oh, my dad didn't win the title, so I gotta win the title for him, or whatever. First Rhodes to win a world title in wrestling or in WWE, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so I think it should be Randy Orton because he could finish the story. He's coming out off of, looks like he's gonna, although all the reports are saying that he's gonna show up at Survivor Series. So he could be, and they had the commercial for the War Games match, so he could end up being the 5th member. So it looks like it's gonna be the Judgment Day and the Bloodline teaming up for War Games. And Roman Reigns is not advertised for it. Don't know why. It's one of your big shows of the year. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be Judgment Day. And then you got, so it'll be what, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic, JD McDonough, and Sikoa and Jimmy. That'll be 6. I don't know, that might be too much. Because then on the other side, you got Cody Rhodes, probably Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and then Jey Uso, and then Randy Orton could be the 6th guy, and he doesn't show up until like everybody's in, and he's like the last guy into the match, and he gets like a monster pop reaction from the crowd. But yeah, I think it should be Randy Orton defeating Roman Reigns for the undisputed world title in WrestleMania 40. He's coming off the 1.5 year back injury. Hopefully he does show up at Survivor Series. Yeah, so I think it should be Randy Orton knocking off Roman Reigns for the title whenever he loses it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for my Crown Jewel review. Like, comment, subscribe. See ya.